So first off, the most noticeable thing is your hair color change. Tell us about that, because we know you're obviously between seasons right now.
I'm working on a movie, which is why I have the fake tattoos and the hair color. But it's quite a nice change because it's my natural hair color, so it's nice to kind of revisit that and get away from the red and get away from the typecasting as well. Yeah, so it's exciting.
How long did it take, the whole process?
It took about 6 or 7 hours. Tracy Cunningham is color queen. She's amazing.
Hair goddess.
Hair goddess.
Now let's talk a little bit about Game of Thrones. They recently announced just 2 more seasons. How did you react when you heard the news that the show that's been such a big part of your life is ending?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of always knew it would be about 7 or 8 seasons. It's really sad. It's very uncomfortable to think of my life without Game of Thrones because it's been. I mean, not only has it been like a family, going to see a family every summer, but it's also kind of like a safety net, and it's going to be really weird when it finishes. I don't actually know what's going to happen. I might slip into a deep, deep depression because I won't know what to do with myself. So, yeah, it's going to be very strange. I think people are going to miss it dearly.
Well, talking about not knowing what happens, obviously, whether or not you did know what's happening to your character, you can't say, but what would be the end arc for your character if you could write it yourself?
Oh my God, I actually don't know because of how last season kind of left off. I mean, I don't know how it could end. I think there are so many options. I mean, she could run with Littlefinger and become kind of like a villain, sadistic, I don't know. But then she could also team up with her brother John. I've actually just got the scripts for 7, so I don't want to say too much because I'll probably end up slipping some truths out.
No, Game of Thrones is
very good.
Game of Thrones is famous for its characters dying. If, for some horrible reason, she went out in a blaze of glory, how would you want it?
A long, slow, episode-lasting death, where it's just one long scene of my death and no one else. And it's going to be the last episode of the last season.
There you go. 2 more quick questions about the event. We're here at the Power of Young Hollywood event. At what point in your career did you personally feel empowered yourself? Because actors are always surrounded by crews and agents and everything. What point did you really kind of feel empowered?
It was probably when I think I was probably about 17, and I tweeted out something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like just always like something lame, like always follow your dreams, never give up, but something that's true, and perseverance is key, never be satisfied, that kind of thing, because it'll only get you down. And some girl, I remember this girl came up to me on the street and was like, oh, that meant so much, like I want to be an actress, and I read that and I just decided that I wanted to continue because I was going to give up. And that was a moment that I felt really empowered when I actually saw that I could inspire someone else.
Well, part of being a social media an actor is having a social media presence and dealing with the critics. How do you deal with the critics? Do you ignore them? Do you address them?
I try to ignore it as much as possible because, for every 10 wonderful comments you get that one negative one and it gets you down. So I try to ignore kind of critics and, I work for me. I don't really work for anyone else. I work for the love of the job and the love of the art.
One last question for you. It's from a fan, actually. So you played Phoenix in X-Men, and pretty much power, limitless power. If you had that power, what would you do with the world today?
Oh my God, I think the world needs fixing. Well, my power is telepathy and telekinesis. I guess Phoenix has really no end to her powers. So Donald Trump would be out the country, and we'd create a wall around him so he couldn't escape. And I mean, there's so many negative things that are happening. I would kind of restart the whole world and build a new one, Noah's Ark style. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Hey, good luck with the movie and Game of Thrones. We can't wait to see how it all ends. Take care.